So I grew up in North Carolina, a lot of greenery out in the East Coast. And so I remember we were flying. It was a long day of flying. And I remember that we came to a part where you look down and you could just see trees everywhere. And I remember writing in my journal at that time, I was writing in my journal a little overwhelmed, not knowing what to expect. Writing, it felt like I was coming home. And that later went on to describe how my mission became. It was like my home, that, it wasn't that I was leaving New York, but I was leaving my home to come back to Utah. And so that was very powerful for me to go on, because it just felt like I was welcome there, or that, I don't know how to describe it. It just felt like when you've been on a long journey and you're on the airplane going to the airport, and home is there and you're going to be welcome. That's kind of how it felt for me. And so we landed in the Syracuse airport, and there President and Sister Worthland met us, and they had a tradition where they would take all the missionaries to a pizza place nearby. And so we would go have pizza, trying to have something familiar in this new. And I remember it being extremely humid, like an 80% chance of humidity. You could taste the humidity in the air. And then we went to the mission home that night and stayed the night there, and everybody was quiet, not really knowing what to expect the next morning. So we got up and I met my trainer, and he said, "Okay, let's go." And so packed up my bags and we went to my first area, and then just started working. So it was very overwhelming, but I just remember thinking that I was at home.